Hello everyone. The topic for discussion is multi-pass assembler. What is the requirement of multi-pass assembler? For example, you are given with these statements: alpha EQU beta, beta EQU delta, delta reservoir 1. If we are using two-pass assembler, is the above definition is allowed? You can see here, if I am using two pass assembler, that means what? In first pass, we will just define the symbol. That means we will find out the value, or you can say the address, value or address corresponding the symbols. Now you can see, when we want to find out the value of alpha, what is the value of alpha? That is equivalent to beta. That means if I don't know the beta, then we cannot find out the alpha. If I am not able to find out the alpha here, then we will go to beta. Beta EQ delta. Now it depends upon delta, and delta is not defined earlier. So that means what? I am not able to find out the value of beta also. Now when we will get delta reservoir 1. Delta reservoir 1. Now I am able to find out the value of delta, because I know that delta is taking only one word memory. Only one word memory. When I am able to find out the value of delta, then only I can find out the value of beta. And when I am able to find out the value of beta, then only I am able to find out the value of alpha. That's why it is written here, alpha and beta cannot be defined in, this is in here, cannot be defined in pass 1. But if we allow multi-pass processing, then delta is defined in pass 1. It can be defined in pass 1. Beta is defined in pass 2. That means if I am able to define the delta in pass 1, that means first reading, if I am able to define the data, suppose that the value of delta is 1000. The address corresponding delta is 1000. If I apply one more pass for defining the symbols, then I am able to define beta. What is the value of beta? 1000. If I apply one more pass, then I am able to define alpha. What is the value of alpha? 1000. That's why it is written here. Delta is defined in pass 1, that means first pass. Then beta is defined in pass 2, that means second pass. Alpha is defined in pass 3. Then this definition is allowed. That means what? If I am performing multi-pass processing, if I am applying multi-pass processing, then this type of definition is allowed. But if I am using only two-pass assembler, then only I can define delta. I am not able to define beta and alpha. That is the requirement of multi-pass assembler. You can understand like this also. Suppose that I have written a statement A equal to B. A assign the value of B. Then B assign the value of C. And then C equal to 1. If I read first time, I am not able to get the value of A. I am not able to get the value of B. But I am able to get the value of C. When I am able to get the value of C, when I am able to use the value of C, then only I can find out the value of B. That will be done in pass 2. When I have the value of B, then I am able to find out the value of A. That will be in pass 3. That means what? If I apply pass 3 pass for just symbol defining and 1 pass for object code, then this type of definition is allowed. It is not necessary for multi-pass assembler to apply more than 2 pass over the entire program. That means in the program where we are getting the definitions that require the multi-pass processing, at that point only we will apply the multi-pass processing. That's why it is written here. It is not necessary for multi-pass assembler to apply more than 2 pass over the entire program. Instead, only the parts of the program involving forward references need to be processed in multiple passes. That means what? If there is only one level of forward references, then that can be the symbol can be defined in pass 1. But if there is more than one level of, or you can say, suppose that I have taken example A equal to B and B equal to C and C assign the value of 1. Now you can see here A is using or referencing the value of B. B is using the value of C. This is just like forward referencing. I am using value of B and B is defined later in the program. Here I am using the value of C and C is defined later in the program. If I am using these type of forward referencing, then only I require the multiple passes. Otherwise, there is no need of multiple passes. How to implement multi-pass assembly? Use a symbol table to store the symbols that are not totally defined yet. Not totally defined. Totally defined means what? Suppose that there is just expression x plus y. I know the value of x, but I don't know the value of y. So I am not able to find out the value of this expression x plus y. So I will say that this is partially defined, not totally defined. For an undefined symbol in its entry in the symbol table, store the names and number of undefined symbol which contribute to the calculation of its value. That means what? In the symbol table, what we will maintain? We will just maintain if there is a symbol label. How many symbols are undefined here? Suppose that I have written $1 and %1 because I am writing here a symbol and %. This one 1. That means what? Only one symbol is undefined. And suppose that the value of lab is x plus 2. This symbol is undefined here. This is maintained here. And keep the list of symbols whose value depend upon the defined value of this symbol. That means we have to maintain here also one entry x, and this is undefined, and where it is required at lab. It is required in the lab. So we have to maintain a list also. This symbol is required, lab. This symbol is required. We have to maintain a list also. What is the list? We have to maintain that this x is required in the symbol lab, in the calculation of the symbol lab. When a symbol becomes defined, use its value to re-evaluate the values of all the symbols that are kept in the list. That means what? When x is defined in the program, suppose that the value of x is 10. Just use this value 10 in lab. Just remove this and use this value 10 in the lab to calculate this value. It will be what? 10 plus 2, that becomes 12. The value of this lab will be 12 and there is no undefined symbol. Recursively apply the above steps. Now just take an example. For example, you are given this program segment. Half SZ, EQ, max len divided by 2. Max len, EQ, buffend minus buffer. Previous BT, EQ, buffer minus 1. Then there are some statement. After that, the statement is buffer, reserve byte 4096. Then buffend, EQ, asterisk. Now we will write all the value in hexadecimal. Now just read the first statement. Half SZ EQ max len divided by 2. You can see in the program segment we have to use the multipass because you know that there is a forward referencing of more than one level. Half SZ is using max len and max len is using buffend and buffer and like that. First we will read this statement, half SZ EQ max len divided by 2. It is written here half SZ in the symbol table. We will enter what? Half SZ. Then what is the value of the expression? Max len divided by 2. Now here I don't know the value of max len. So there is only one symbol undefined. So it is written here and %1. Now we have to maintain a list. Max len, this one, this is undefined. And where it is required? It is required in half SZ. It is required in half SZ. Now just read the second statement. Max len EQ buffend minus buffer. Now max len, this one in the previous entry we have to maintain max len, that was undefined earlier. Now what is the value of max len? Buffend minus buffer. How many symbols are unknown? Buffend and buffer. two symbols are unknown. You can see here there are two symbols are unknown. Now buppend is unknown and buffer is unknown, and buppend is used in maxlen and buffer is also used in maxlen. We have to maintain a list here where that symbol is required. Now the next statement is previous BT EQ buffer minus 1. Previous BT, it is entered in the symbol table. The value is what? Buffer minus 1. How many symbols are undefined? 1. One symbol is undefined. Which is what? That is what? Buffer. Buffer is undefined here. That's why it is written here 1. Now, we also require buffer in previous BT. So there is a link that is maintained from here. There is a link here. This one. There is a link. We have to use the value of buffer in previous BT also. We are just maintaining the list here. First, we are using buffer in maxlen. Then I am using the buffer in previous BT also. We have to maintain the list here. I have just written here. This one, there is a list in which we have to enter previous BT. That means what? I require the buffer value in maxlen and previous BT. PREVBT. Now, after this, suppose that the address corresponding buffer is 1034. The address corresponding buffer is 1034. Now, if I know the value of buffer, because this can be defined, I can find the value when I am addressing this one, I can find this value. Now, if I am able to find out buffer, that is what 1034, I just suppose that this value is 1034. Now, our buffer has been defined. What is the value of buffer? 1034. Now, our buffer was used in previous BT and maxlen. So, it is written here in the maxlen, in the place of buffer, what is the value of buffer? 1034. Now, the previous BT was buffer minus 1. Previous BT was buffer minus 1. What is the value of buffer? 1034. 1034 minus 1, it becomes 1033. After this point, we have to remove this link. This will be removed. That means what? If I am able to find out, if I am able to use the value of buffer to calculate maxlen and previous BT, then this link will be removed. Now, after this point, we will read buffend. Now, I am able to find out the value of buffend. You can see here. If this is 1034 and I am reserving 4096 byte. 4096 means in hexadecimal that is 1000. We have to add here 1000. If I add here 1000 in 1034, what will be the next value? 2034. The value of buffend will be what? 2034. Now our buffend has been defined. This is 2034. If this value is 2034, the value of buffend is 2034. Now I am using this buffend in maxlen. This will be removed from here and we have to put the buffend value in maxlen. It will be 2034 minus 1034, that will be 1000. Now you can see our maxlen is defined now. Now our maxlen is defined. Maxlen is what? 1000. And we have our maxlen is used in half SZ. Now we will put this value 1000 here and it will be 1000 minus 2. You can just remember that this 1000 and all these values are written in hexadecimal. So 1000 means what? 4096 in decimal. 4096 divided by 2, that will be 2048. And 2048 in hexadecimal will be written as 800. Then what will be the value of half SZ? That will be 800. Clear? In this way, clear, if I am using more than one level of forward referencing and I am using the multi-pass assembler, in this way we have to maintain the symbol table. This is the procedure which is followed in multi-pass assembler, clear, where I am using more than one level of forward referencing. And all the symbols, or you can say all the statement that does not require multi-pass processing, are processed in only one pass, like buffer and buffend. Thank you so much.